Chapter 26. Another heartbreak. Dumb little sister was intimidated by the words of Urchin. If Jiang Siming really looks like that, beer belly, bald head, full of flesh on his face. Just thinking about it is a bit scary. But if she doesn't look, does that mean she'll only interact with Brother Ming online for the rest of her life? Regardless, she must go and see. As long as the other person doesn't look completely unbearable, even if he's a bit ugly, dumb little sister doesn't mind. Go. I've decided. Once dumb little sister decided, and Urchin couldn't persuade her. In fact, she was also curious about what Jiang Siming looks like. The two quickly left the clothing store and headed to the computer city. They arrived at the rapid computer city. Inside, many people were coming and going. The two girls were puzzled. How would they know who Jiang Siming is? Give him a hint on WeChat, Urchin suggested. Dumb little sister thought it made sense and immediately messaged Jiang Siming about the purchase. It's almost done. I bought everything according to the equipment list you gave me. Now, I just need a live broadcast camera and a microphone, Jiang Siming replied. What items did you recommend to him? Urchin asked dumb little sister immediately. Many things, water-cooled chassis for Titans, 2800 Ti graphics card, and so on, dumb little sister replied. The two immediately began searching for the corresponding items in the shopping baskets of customers in the store. Finally, at the checkout, they found a chubby customer pushing a basket with a water-cooled chassis for Titans and a 2800 Ti graphics card, exactly the same items. But when they looked at this person, Urchin and dumb little sister felt like their worldview was collapsing. This person was covered in fat, weighing at least 200 kilograms, with a height of only 1.65 meters. His greasy hair stuck together. It seemed like he hadn't washed it in a long time. In his hand, he held a large hamburger, eating it with oil flowing down his mouth. There even seemed to be body odor, and other customers were holding their noses and keeping their distance. This, dum-dum, Urchin cautiously turned her head to look at dumb little sister. Dumb little sister was on the verge of tears. She really wasn't part of the looks association. Her expectations had already dropped to a super low level, but reality still shattered her bottom line. She couldn't accept such a Jiang Siming. Woo-woo-woo. Urchin, how could this happen? Dumb little sister cried, burying her head in her friend's arms. At this moment, she felt that her first love fantasy had completely shattered. No wonder Jiang Siming's WeChat doesn't have a single selfie. He said he doesn't like taking them, and dumb little sister actually believed him at the time. And yes, now it's clear, he was clearly deliberate. Dumb little sister, experiencing another heartbreak, cried much more seriously this time than the last. It's okay. You should be glad. If you hadn't found out early, you'd have been more deeply involved. Urchin comforted her, patting her shoulder. Urchin was speechless too, thinking, big brother, it's okay to be a little chubby and ugly. Even if you look a bit inferior, Dum-Dum would still want to be with you. But looking like this, it's hard to even talk about it. Who would accept this? Indeed, online relationships are unreliable. Ding-dong. Dumb little sister's WeChat rang again. Urchin picked up her phone and saw it was from Jiang Siming. She was about to ignore it. But dumb little sister, still kind-hearted, took the phone. I came here on my own accord. Don't blame Brother Ming. At worst, I'll consider him a good friend from now on. Dumb little sister forced a smile through her tear-streaked face. Anyone would collapse in such a situation. Imagine you had an online relationship, and the person in your mind was always flawless, though you had considered that their appearance and photos might differ. But when you see them in reality, they're completely different, like the disparity between Lin Jiling and Luo Yufeng. Could you accept it? Dumb little sister was already very kind, unwilling to distance herself from Jiang Siming, wanting to treat him as a good friend. If it were someone else, they'd block and report permanently. Some might even have a bad temper and lash out or confront. Opening WeChat, Jiang Siming's message showed he had finished. Dumb little sister glanced around the shop in despair and noticed that this Jiang Siming was angrily arguing with the store owner. The reason was that he accidentally dripped burger grease on the graphics card and wanted to exchange it for a new one. But of course, the owner refused. The grease could corrode the graphics card, so naturally, the store wouldn't agree. Both sides started arguing. Dumb little sister grew suspicious. Brother Ming was arguing with someone. So how did he have time to message her? Urchin also noticed this. Send another message and see if they respond, she suggested. Dumb little sister immediately replied to Jiang Siming's message, saying, Brother Ming, what did you buy? Take a picture. Let me see if it's correct. After sending the message, dumb little sister kept her eyes fixed on the Jiang Siming in the store, but he didn't take out his phone again. There was no reply on WeChat either. Both of them could almost confirm their feelings of despair returning. Ding-dong. Just when they felt despairing, dumb little sister's phone rang again. It was Jiang Siming's reply. In the messages, Jiang Siming gradually sent several photos. But dumb little sister was absolutely certain. She had been staring at the Jiang Siming, who was arguing in the store the whole time, and he hadn't taken out his phone, let alone taken any pictures. Moreover, the electronic devices in the photos were different from those of the Jiang Siming in the store. There were many other items in the pictures that weren't in the Jiang Siming's shopping cart at all. A feeling of having a narrow escape from a disaster emerged in the minds of the two girls. Could this Jiang Siming just coincidentally have bought a few items similar to the real Jiang Siming's purchases? Soon after, the Jiang Siming in the store, having failed to negotiate, angrily bought only the graphics card and stormed off. Meanwhile, at the store's checkout, a tall figure pushing a shopping cart appeared. He queued up and started taking photos of the items in his cart. Every time he took a picture, dumb little sister received it on her phone, and the angles and techniques used in the photos perfectly matched those of the tall guy in the store. To confirm once more, dumb little sister replied on WeChat. Pretending to ask Jiang Siming to get a business card from the store, she claimed it would make it easier to place orders directly over the phone in the future. As soon as she sent this message, the Jiang Siming in the store called one of the service staff, exchanged a few words, and the staff handed him a business card from the front desk. Jiang Siming even took a photo of the business card with his phone and sent it to dumb little sister. Receiving the message, dumb little sister instantly felt like she had returned from hell to earth. Only she could understand this feeling at this moment. She had thought love had slipped away from her, but it turned out to be all a misunderstanding. The two girls hugged each other excitedly, jumping around. Passers-by gave them puzzled looks, wondering what could make them so ecstatic. Don't get too excited, dum-dum. We've only seen his back. We haven't seen his face yet. Urchin cautioned her in advance. The Jiang Siming in the store had been facing away from them, so they hadn't been able to get a clear look at his face. Dumb little sister realized that if this person had a terrifying appearance and was much older, it would be troublesome. But as long as he wasn't like the Jiang Siming from earlier, she wouldn't mind. Dumb little sister lowered her standards once again. The two girls settled down and found a nearby spot, sneakily watching the store entrance. As soon as Jiang Siming emerged, they'd get a clear view. Chapter 27. Ming God's first live stream. Jiang Siming quickly finished paying and walked out of the store with his purchases. The moment he stepped outside, Jiang Siming's full face was completely exposed to the two girls. Dumb little sister and Urchin were frozen in place, as if someone had pressed their acupuncture points. Their mouths slightly open, eyes wide, as if they had just seen a prince. He had the figure of a model, the looks of a superstar, and an air of ethereal charm. Forget about popular actors like Hugo, Jianhua, Peng Yuyin, or Wu Yifan. They all paled in comparison. After the initial shock, the faces of both girls turned red, dumb little sister's ears and neck even more so. The two girls exchanged a glance, understanding what the other wanted to say. Mama, I'm in love. Dum-dum, I've already made the purchases. I'm planning to head home now. Thanks for your recommendations. They saved me a lot of trouble. If there's a chance, I'll treat you to dinner. Jiang Siming pushed the shopping cart with one hand and held the phone to his mouth with the other, sending a voice message. His voice matched perfectly with Jiang Siming online, even sounding better than online. However, Jiang Siming didn't notice dumb little sister beside him. After sending the voice message, he simply pushed the cart and left the rapid store. Once Jiang Siming was out of sight, dumb little sister and Urchin hugged again, laughing and screaming. This attracted even more attention from passers-by, but the two girls were oblivious. Back at home, Jiang Siming assembled the computer. All these items cost him nearly 30,000 credits, all top-notch equipment. After assembling it, he looked at the cool and flashy computer before him, a stark contrast to the 5,000 credit one he had been using for a few days. It was like comparing a king to a beggar, an enormous difference. Comparing the two, Jiang Siming, who was initially content with his 5,000 credit computer, couldn't help but comment, "People are so infuriatingly competitive, and products vary so much." The 30,000 credit setup was for live streaming, while the 5,000 credit one would be a secondary machine, used for checking comments, doing giveaways for fans, or setting up panoramic cameras. With all the streaming configurations set up, Jiang Siming only needed to wait for the day after tomorrow to start streaming as scheduled. On the same night after signing the contract, Douyu's official Weibo released a post. Great news! PUBG's ultimate demon king, the swift sniper, the godlike shooter, the mighty average player, Ming, has joined Douyu's live streaming. He'll meet everyone sharp at 3 p.m. the day after tomorrow in room 99999. If you want to learn PUBG skills, don't miss it. This post caused quite a stir, especially among executives from other platforms who had considered negotiations with Jiang Siming. They regretted not acting sooner, not expecting Douyu to move so quickly. Fans who've watched Jiang Siming's skills on Douyu are super excited. With Jiang Siming going live, they can learn techniques better now. Moreover, Ming's voice is incredibly pleasant, his personality is humorous, and he effortlessly delivers jokes and punchlines. The voiceovers of Jiang Siming as Yasuo have already gone viral on TikTok. Countless people are using this voiceover as background audio. As a newly emerged and highly popular newcomer, his upcoming live stream naturally attracts a lot of attention. Little Tuanchuan specifically created a TikTok video, editing funny clips of Jiang Siming's duos with Dum Dum and Little Tuanchuan from last night's game. The video bluntly promotes Jiang Siming's first live streaming session, giving him a significant wave of advertising. Dum Dum is also vigorously promoting Jiang Siming's first live streaming news in her own fan group, urging everyone to join and send gifts. In this manner, Jiang Siming, without any foundation, received favor from two Douyu big anchors, and his pre-stream popularity has been quite successful. 2 days passed quickly. During these 2 days, Jiang Siming learned all the live broadcasting techniques from Dum Dum and Little Tuanchuan. He already collected the vocal talent and even obtained an extra guitar talent. He acquired 2 critical skills in the game, Eagle Eye and Extreme Movement. The Eagle Eye skill allows Jiang Siming to see every movement around him. As long as someone is within his line of sight, they won't escape his vision. The only thing that left Jiang Siming somewhat disappointed was that the Audi RS7 he longed for didn't appear. At 2:50 in the afternoon, the 99999 live room was bustling. Before the broadcast began, the popularity had already soared to over 1 million. Although there weren't many gifts, there were around 200,000 or so. After all, Jiang Siming didn't have any fan base, and most of the gifts were from fans of Little Tuanchuan and Dum Dum. This 200,000 gift also raised the level of the live room to level 40. Although not high, it's already quite challenging for a new streamer. The levels are easy to increase at the beginning, but as it progresses, the required gifts increase exponentially. To reach the maximum level of 100, it takes almost 25 million credits worth of gifts. Currently, Douyu has less than 10 full-level streamers. While the gifts were few, the chat of comments was significant. Open up, open up. Ming God is starting his stream. Let's get going. I came from TikTok. I want to listen to the voiceover of Yasuo again. The slaughter is about to begin. I want to see Ming God brutally killed. So satisfying. I really want to continue watching Ming lead Dum Dum and Tuanchuan, full of humor. Will Ming show his face during the live stream? Really want to see what someone with such a great voice looks like. The chat started at 2 o'clock and continued in this manner, densely packed. 3 o'clock. Let's see. The originally dark live room suddenly flickered to life. There was a picture. In the picture, besides Jiang Siming's computer screen, there was also a camera view in the lower right corner. Unfortunately, it didn't capture a face, but instead focused on the keyboard and mouse. Many female fans expressed their disappointment. We want to see his face. Don't just focus on the hands, Ming dear, we want to see your face. Who allowed you girls to call me dear? Ugh, he's mine. Unsheathe your swords, you wretches. We're begging to see your face, even just a glance. Maybe it's better not to. I fear that after seeing his face, my beautiful illusion will shatter. Many viewers called for the chance to see Jiang Siming's face, but he didn't fulfill their wishes. This is a technical live streaming room. The look segment is not unlocked yet. Jiang Siming's voice echoed in the live room. With top-notch streaming equipment, his voice effects reached a new level. Ah, can't take it anymore, girls. I'll excuse myself first, moi. Why does his voice sound even better? Who can resist this allure? I'm a guy and I'm swooning, Ming God. You're responsible for this. With a voice like this, not seeing the face is still okay. He must be ugly. Otherwise, why not show his face? You up there, go die in a corner. Nobody's asking you to look. Watching the chat, Jiang Siming shook his head, chuckling. This is a technical live stream room. For now, it's only about tech. If there's a chance in the future, I'll reveal my face. Most viewers accepted this response. Only a small portion persisted. Just as Jiang Siming was about to say more, his live room was bombarded with a series of platform-wide announcements of unlocking the titled membership. Frighteningly overwhelming. Chapter 28, Dodge Bullets on Foot. With a 12-kill streak in the boot camp, Jiang Siming only obtained 1 fragment, which happened to be a red fragment for the guitar skill. He already had 4 fragments for the guitar skill, just 1 short of synthesis. Jiang Siming noticed that the refresh rate of white fragments had decreased. It was likely that the game's skill fragments were nearly all obtained, which explained why he rarely found. Today's goal wasn't collecting fragments, though. Jiang Siming aimed to climb to the top of the Asia server. After leaving the boot camp, Jiang Siming hopped on his Yamaha electric bike and headed towards places with more players. Where there were people, there were opportunities. So easy. Vroom vroom. Passing by a residential area, Jiang Siming was blocked by a pedestrian. However, with the skill Ultimate Vehicle Maneuver, he remained calm. He zigzagged on his electric bike, fast and slow at times, evading all the shots from the other person. The audience enjoyed the scene. What's this guy doing? Setting off fireworks. He's outlining the human body with bullets. The ones who don't understand are idiots. It's not the guy's fault. It's just that Ming God's driving skills are too excellent, okay? Notice that Ming God's vehicle has always been outside the opponent's line of fire. How does he do that? Hiding behind a car from bullets isn't a skill. If you're so capable, get out of the car and dodge bullets. If you can dodge around bullets, I'll gift 10 super rockets. Idiot. Jiang Siming took a moment to glance at the chat, catching a specific message. Since someone wants to see me dodge bullets on foot, I'll satisfy them. Whether or not it earns super rockets doesn't matter. If I succeed, just send a chat saying, Dad, I was wrong. Haha. The audience enjoyed it. Ming God was a bit mischievous. Unexpectedly, the sender of that chat spoke up again. No problem. If you can do it, not only will I send a chat, but I'll also gift you 10 super rockets. The sender seemed to be a small duke with the economic capacity to make such promises. Deal. Jiang Siming genuinely stopped the vehicle, switched to fist mode, and didn't carry a gun. The guy blocking him thought Jiang Siming was panicking and jumping off the vehicle. He quickly loaded his gun, ready to take a single shot at Jiang Siming. Jiang Siming was on this open space, starting to move wildly, sometimes crouching, sometimes jumping, occasionally spinning in circles in a somewhat silly manner. But what left the audience astonished was that the opponent's bullets, as if insulated from Jiang Siming, always flew past him. Each bullet came dangerously close to hitting, but never actually hit. The skill extreme movement was showcased to its fullest at this moment. He has 13 bullets left, assuming he has an extended magazine. Jiang Siming even took the time to calculate the opponent's remaining ammunition. The guy who was shooting became irritated, realizing that Jiang Siming was toying with him. He jumped directly out of the building. With a broader field of view, he confidently readjusted his aim on Jiang Siming and started shooting. By UBUBU, the opponent's bullets came densely towards Jiang Siming, but he still managed to evade them using various inexplicable twists and turns. Last shot, I'll block it with the pan on my butt. After saying that, Jiang Siming turned around, facing away from the person, and jumped into the air. The opponent's bullet, as if it had eyes, obediently hit Jiang Siming's flat bottom pan, making a crisp sound. All right, you've had enough fun. Now it's my turn. As soon as he finished speaking, the 98K in Jiang Siming's hand returned to its original position. Turning back, he fired a shot without even opening the scope. The person's head accurately caught the bullet and fell to the ground with a bang. This shot was executed by simply turning around, without any aiming or pre-aiming. After a moment of silence in the live broadcast, a frenzy of bullet comments followed. 666,666. My Guanyin Bodhisattva, I've seen something incredible. I've seen a divine being. Can you really dodge bullets by moving? Is it that I don't understand this game enough? Ming God is amazing. I'm in awe. Where's that idiot Duke? Get out. My mom asked me why I'm kneeling while watching the live stream. Ming God, you've once again amazed me with your skills. All the audience members were amazed by this kind of skill. If it were a particularly long distance, that would be understandable. It's easy to dodge at such distances. But Jiang Siming was less than 20 meters away from the other person, and there wasn't any cover. At this distance, and in this environment, even someone with mediocre aiming skills like dumb little sister could hit the opponent at least 5 or 6 times. But miraculously, this was what actually happened, witnessed with their own eyes. If you were to say the opponent was an actor, Jiang Siming using a frying pan to catch a bullet at the end wasn't something that could be acted out. Many affluent viewers began showering gifts and rewards, as if that was the only way to express their feelings at that moment. For a while, planes, rockets, VIP subscriptions, and even a super rocket were flying across the screen, totaling a value of over 5,000. Then, a Duke's purple comet appeared in the live stream. Sorry, Dad. Ming Dad, from now on, you're my idol. I won't go anywhere else. Duke, Forgetful Scholar, rewards Ming's live stream with 10 super rockets. The Duke user promptly sent 10 super rockets, along with 5 regular ones. Thank you for the Duke's generous gifts. Let's not make fun of him anymore. This guy keeps his word. He seems like a big businessman. I'll make you a moderator later, Jiang Siming said with a smile. The Duke was even more grateful upon hearing Jiang Siming's words and sent another 5 rockets. Easily impressing a Duke user, Jiang Siming realized the more impressive his maneuvers, the more the audience loved it. Since that's the case, let's all prepare to be amazed. After rummaging through the person's bag, Jiang Siming didn't pick up anything, just took all 6 grenades inside, even discarding some bullets for this. Getting back on the electric bike, Jiang Siming headed towards the safe zone. Too few bullets, right? Only 60, is that enough, Ming God? The worried audience asked. In their gaming world, a rifle should have at least 200 bullets to be sufficient. I won't need that many. 60 bullets plus the dozen or so in the sniper rifle will be enough for me to kill at least 20 people. Jiang Siming replied. This time, no one argued back because Jiang Siming had already proven himself with his skills. The electric bike arrogantly entered the center of the safe zone and found an airdrop, surprisingly containing an AWM, the most powerful sniper rifle. But Jiang Siming didn't pick it up. He only took the bullets and left only one in the gun, then found a place to discard it. The audience laughed and scolded Jiang Siming for being too bad. Anyone who came to pick up the airdrop and found an AWM without bullets would probably curse angrily. One bullet, don't pick it up, and you'll regret it. Pick it up, and one bullet isn't enough to shoot. The choice is a nightmare for someone with indecisiveness. Having done some mischief, Jiang Siming chuckled and drove the vehicle to a higher point, waiting for prey. Chapter 29. Meeting Champion Player. The small map circle is closing very quickly. In the jungles of Southeast Asia, figures are running towards the center. Standing at a high vantage point, Jiang Siming possesses the skill Eagle Eyes. As long as someone appears on the screen, none can escape Jiang Siming's field of vision. Southeast, 120 degrees, one target, taking care of it first. Jiang Siming reports to the audience and opens the scope. With a slight movement of the mouse, he immediately aims at the player running through the jungle. Despite the opponent's evasive movements, Jiang Siming's shot is unerring. As a 98K bullet leaves the barrel, a spray of blood blooms from the person's head, and they fall lifeless. The audience in the live stream hasn't even had a chance to cheer. 105 degrees, another one a bit far, my sniping will have to depend on luck. After saying this, Jiang Siming shifts the scope, revealing another moving figure at a considerable distance. The audience is amazed at Jiang Siming's sharp eyesight. Seeing a target from a distance of 500 meters, even in the jungle, is impressive. If not for screen capture, everyone would think Jiang Siming is using cheats. Adjusting the crosshair, pre-aiming, and firing. At such a distance, almost no one believes Jiang Siming can hit the target. But in reality, player Ming uses a headshot with a 98K to kill player Yuan Laishini. What the heck? He hit from that distance? And a headshot? Not bad luck. I thought I could only hit the body. Jiang Siming seems pleased with a small accomplishment. The audience is speechless. What he called luck from a distance was actually aiming for the head, or at least hitting the body. Well, he's a monster. Definitely a monster. Next, from this high point, Jiang Siming consecutively eliminates 7 enemies running from the poison before reluctantly changing positions due to the lack of new targets. The audience has lost count of how many times they've exclaimed wow during this round. Their knees are surrendered to this game for a year. Soon, the poison circle shrinks and the number of players decreases. Jiang Siming notices that, aside from himself, there's an ID that has lit up several times in the upper right corner. Player OMG_Xiaohai, 555, uses an M416 to kill player Zin Bang Bang 111. It lights up again, and the audience finally realizes the abnormality of this ID. Alas, isn't this Xiaohai? It really is him. He's live streaming too. This is his alternate account, and Xiaohai has already killed 10 people. Wow, Divine Siming, you've matched with a professional player. OMG, this is last year's global champion team. Xiaohai is very strong, just a bit below Xiaolian. I've seen this round, hoping to witness a showdown between two great players. Divine Siming, if you kill Xiaohai, I'll boost your viewership. Jiang Siming didn't expect to match with a professional player, but he remains calm, even looking forward to it. He hopes the professional player doesn't die. His hands are itching for a challenge. Jiang Siming spotted Xiaohai, and Xiaohai had also noticed Jiang Siming long ago. That ID, constantly active in the upper right corner, was hard for Xiaohai not to notice. Wow, this guy must have killed at least 20, right? In a live stream, Xiaohai couldn't help but comment. Behind him sat another person. I just checked his live stream. He's already at 26 kills. Xiaohai was amazed. That's terrifying. His sniping skills are incredibly versatile. His vision is sharp, and his movements are strong. No wonder even Wei Shen fell to him. The person sitting next to him spoke with a strong desire for combat. He also wanted to face off against this player, Ming. Then I'll try not to snipe with him. Anyway, I have level 3 armor. I hope I can face him in a battle. A professional player never backs down, and Xiaohai, who refuses to accept defeat, won't give up. I've already talked to the club. Let's see if we can recruit him into our team. In this battle, you must bring out your strongest skills, and let's see where his limits lie. Xiaohai nodded seriously at the suggestion, becoming even more cautious in his actions. Unlike Jiang Siming, who remained as bold as ever, wherever there was a person, he appeared, crazily collecting kills. The circle continued to shrink until only 3 people remained: Xiaohai, Jiang Siming, and a random player. Jiang Siming appeared behind a tree on the mountainside. The kill count in the upper right corner had reached a terrifying 33. With only 3 bullets left in the 98K and just 1 magazine for the rifle, not even a backup was available. Many viewers complained about why Jiang Siming didn't pick up more ammo, but they dared not speak up, fearing it might affect his gameplay. Jiang Siming's current position wasn't favorable. It was in the circle of death, requiring him to run downhill to escape the poison. And on the right side of the mountain below, someone had been lurking there all along. This person also knew Jiang Siming's position and was determined not to let him survive to enter the circle. Jiang Siming fired a few shots with the rifle, trying to lure the opponent into a shootout. But unfortunately, this player was a master at camping and wouldn't show himself, leaving Jiang Siming unable to shoot. So you're going to camp? Then let me show you the taste of Thunderstorm. Jiang Siming was certain this person couldn't be Xiaohai from OMG. A professional player wouldn't play so passively. Since he was just a random player, there was no need to hesitate. Once he took care of him, he could have a showdown with a professional player. He unhooked a grenade from his waist and pulled the pin. Sizzling, the grenade started to ignite. After a brief 2-second count, Jiang Siming threw it out. But that wasn't all. Jiang Siming had more than a dozen grenades in his backpack, all scavenged from other players' loot boxes. Jiang Siming, without a second thought, threw all of them out like they were freebies. The grenades exploded densely at that spot, more intense than a bombing zone. The random player who had been camping there heard the earth-shattering explosions nearby and trembled, praying he wouldn't become a victim. But to his dismay, the last grenade happened to coincidentally land right on his face. Boom! Player Ming uses a grenade to kill player Dishes has a. The audience couldn't help but feel sorry for this guy. So many grenades, it's just brutal. Wasn't that a bit over the top for a thunderstorm? Too much, but seriously epic. I seriously suspect Ming did it on purpose, just to throw all the grenades and probably waited for the last one to finish off the opponent. Here it is. The thrilling showdown between the expert and the sniper is about to begin. The champion player versus the random sniper. The footage is rolling. Get ready for the first video release. By blowing up the nuisance of a player, Jiang Siming smoothly ran into the safe circle. Actually, along the way, Xiaohai had chances to harass Jiang Siming, but he refrained. He wanted a fair and square showdown with Jiang Siming. Jiang Siming also understood this, and, to respect his opponent, topped up his health to the maximum, reaching the most perfect state. Chapter 30, Show-Off between 2 pros. The 2 players stood on a flat piece of ground, each having a giant rock as cover, with a distance of just over 10 meters between them. Xiaohai's geographical position seemed to be slightly better because his side had a forest, with large trees and bushes providing cover. On the other hand, Jiang Siming was on an open field with only that one rock, leaving the rest of the area exposed. However, this game itself isn't inherently fair, and this setup was already quite close to a balanced scenario. Both sides hesitated to make a move. The live streams of both broadcasters fell silent, and the comments in the chat had significantly decreased. The viewers were nervously watching this showdown, too absorbed to even send messages. Finally, Xiaohai took the initiative, firing rapidly at the corners of the rock where he suspected Jiang Siming might be hiding, trying to lure him out. Jiang Siming didn't let him spoil the fun. His head appeared from the side of the rock, and then swiftly retreated. In the meantime, Jiang Siming had fired a shot from the 98K. Quick scope. Another quick scope. But could he hit this time? The answer was a definite yes. Bullets immediately hit Xiaohai's body, producing the sound of bullets penetrating flesh. Fortunately, it didn't hit his head, but struck his shoulder armor. Although it only took a small chunk of his health, it was enough to startle Xiaohai. So accurate. Xiaohai exclaimed in amazement while crouching down to heal. On the other side of the computer desk, Xiaolian didn't respond to him, but stared at the screen without blinking. His screen was showing Jiang Siming's livestream, providing Jiang Siming's first-person perspective. Even Xiaolian, despite being an experienced player, couldn't comprehend how Jiang Siming achieved such precise quickscoping. This guy doesn't even need to aim. Other members of OMG, drawn by the spectacle, gathered around Xiolian's computer. No one bothered to check Xiaohai's perspective, much to Xiaohai's frustration. Why wasn't anyone watching him? After observing for a while, Xiaolian finally spoke. Look at the way he grips the mouse in the webcam. This guy is a typical ARM player, using the feeling of the arm to achieve, not having to aim down sights. Wherever the arm points, the gun follows. ARM players aren't uncommon. I'm one too, but I can't achieve this level of precision. OMG's members chuckled. That's his remarkable aspect. This can't be learned. It's almost like a talent. Neither the North American god nor Shroud has this exaggerated quick scoping skill. Xiaolin asserted confidently because he had faced off against those players. Looks like Xiaohai is in trouble. Another team member smirked. Heard by Xiaohai, he snorted, saying, I won't lose. I don't believe his sniping is really that strong. My sniping skills aren't weak either. Having said that, Xiaohai, who had healed to full health, picked up his M24 and peeked his head from the cover, pre-aiming towards Jiang Siming. But he was up against quick scoping, and he had a pre-aimed rifle. Even if his reaction was fast, could it be faster than someone who didn't aim down sights? Quick scoping is unreasonable. Without aiming down sights, you expose your head, take a shot, and then retract. Xiaolin had already put a period on Xiaohai's impulsiveness. Even Wei Shen couldn't counter Jiang Siming's quick scoping. As expected, Jiang Siming appeared again, and just as Xiaohai was about to shoot, he realized the opponent was one step ahead. Bang! The gunshot rang out, and the bullet was already on its way. A bullet had hit Xiaohai's level 3 helmet. Luckily, it hit the helmet. Otherwise, he would have been knocked out. Returning to cover, Xiaohai felt a chill in his heart and abandoned the idea of sniping with Jiang Siming. After healing again, Xiaohai got smarter. He started throwing smoke grenades wildly towards Jiang Siming. The smoke grenades completely blocked Jiang Siming's line of sight. Xiaohai switched to his rifle, left the cover, and rushed towards Jiang Siming. Can't outsnipe him, but do you think I'll lose in a rifle fight? Xiaohai's fighting spirit returned. As the team's second assault, he had absolute confidence in his close-quarters rifle skills. Seeing the smoke surrounding him, Jiang Siming immediately understood the opponent's intentions. Want to engage me in close combat? I'll grant your wish. Jiang Siming's audience anxiously sweated for him. Don't do it, Ming God. Xiaohai is strong in close combat. Don't go head-to-head with him. Oh no, close combat is definitely not going to work. He's a world champion player, a top-tier assault. Ming God is in danger. Ming God, don't engage in close combat with him. The audience's warnings didn't reach Jiang Siming, and even if he had seen them, he wouldn't have followed their advice. A faint footstep already echoed in Jiang Siming's ears, indicating the opponent had approached him closely. But with smoke all around, he couldn't determine Xiaohai's position. He only knew the general direction. The opponent got closer, and the two were about to meet. The audience's heartstrings reached their peak tension. At this moment, all the smoke cleared, and both saw each other. They opened fire. Xiaohai, who aimed first, had the M416's barrel precisely aimed at Jiang Siming. The flames spewing from the barrel looked like a deadly sickle. On the other hand, Jiang Siming seemed stunned, not firing a shot. The audience felt a cold wave, and even Xiaolin thought Xiaohai would successfully counterkill. Does this guy have such poor psychological resilience? Did he forget to shoot? OMG's member sneered. If that were indeed the case, their team didn't seem to need such a player. After all, even if someone was good at sniping, poor psychological resilience would be a drawback. In professional matches, no one would foolishly engage in a prolonged gunfight with someone known to have accurate sniping skills. They wouldn't expose themselves at a distance. Instead, they would opt for close combat. Only Xiaolin saw through the situation. He exclaimed, "No, he's there. Watch his movement." In a camera frame, facing the impending bullets, Jiang Siming suddenly leaned to the side and squatted. Then he stepped out half a body to the right, a seemingly useless and dreamy maneuver. Yet, it successfully evaded all of Xiaohai's bullets. Panicking, Xiaohai tried to pull the trigger again, but at that moment, the opponent switched to an AK and fired a few shots. Pup, pup, pup. Xiaohai's head was hit by 3 AK bullets, and he collapsed, becoming a lifeless corpse. Xiaohai stood still on the spot, staring at the screen like a statue. Good luck tonight. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. 34 kills. This message appeared on Jiang Siming's computer screen. The live stream exploded with a huge uproar, and gifts from the audience showered down like snowflakes. Duke Forgotten River Scholar rewarded a Super Rocket X2 in Ming's live stream. Forgotten River Scholar, wow. This move gave me goosebumps. Ming God is mighty. King Heartless Flower rewarded a Super Rocket X5 in Ming's live stream. Heartless Flower, I'm kneeling. I've watched a match until my knees are about to break. Can't learn, can't learn. Emperor, Little Tuanchuan rewarded a Super Rocket X10 in Ming's live stream. Little Tuanchuan, my best friend and I were dumbfounded, screaming so loud that even my grandma woke up. Hee, going crazy for Brother Ming. Emperor, Dumb Little Sister rewarded a Super Rocket X10 in Ming's live stream. Dumb Little Sister, defeating a professional player with strength. Brother Ming is amazing. I'm your most loyal fan.